I'm gonna do something that everyone is doing right now. I'm an atheist and I'm gonna be reading Quran because I'm so affected, so impacted by what's going on right now in the Middle East. And I finally noticed that some people there are Muslims. So I want to discover their beautiful religion and understand how come they are so strong. How come they can take all this shit? I'm gonna start reading chapter number 1, al-fatihah. Let's read it together. In the name of Allah, the gracious, the merciful. All praise belongs to Allah, Lord of all the worlds, the gracious, the merciful, Master of the day of judgment. Thee alone do we worship, and Thee alone do we implore for help. Guide us in the right path, the path of those on whom Thou hast bestowed thy blessings, those who have not incurred the displeasure, and those who have not gone astray. Ameen. Sadaqallahu al-Adim. And I just want to highlight that this last verse in this chapter, talking about those you are displeased with, or those who are astray, referring to Christians and Jews, of course. The problem with this chapter is that the Prophet Muhammad used to dictate the verses of Quran to his cousin Ibn Mas'ud, who was writing the Quran for him. And Ibn Mas'ud said that this chapter is not actually a chapter revealed by Allah. It was just a prayer, a dua. And his copy of the Quran, the Mus'haf, did not include al-fatihah, this chapter, as a chapter in Quran. Didn't include it at all. This is not just something that I'm saying, but this is something that you can read and find in Islamic resources. This also includes al-ma'udatain, which is the chapter of al-falaq and a chapter of an-nas. And there are two groups regarding this matter in the Islamic history, Islamic resources. One of them excludes the absence of these chapters in Quran, al-Fatiha and al-Ma'udatain. And these scholars, Islamic scholars, are the followings: Al-Razi, Ibn Hazm, and al-Imam al-Nawawi. And the second group of Muslim scholars saying that Ibn Mas'ud omitted the surahs from his Quran are the following: As-Sayuti, al-Baqalani, Ibn Qutayba, and al-Qurtubi. Even At-Tabari mentioned this in his book, the big dictionary, or the greatest dictionary, Al-Mu'jam al-Kabir. This is really a big deal. If we're going to start with the first chapter and we see that there is disagreement between Muslim scholars and historians about the fact that these surahs are not actually surahs, or that this chapter is actually not Quran but just a prayer that someone else was saying, and this person is Zayd ibn Amr ibn Nafil. I'm not sure if you guys heard about these differences and these two opinions about the chapter of Al-Fatiha, the Quranic chapter, this surah. Tell me what you think.